Channel Sweet Days of Summer feature presentation.
I'm afraid you folks don't understand. I'm from the Internal Revenue Service.
Well, if there's one thing we could use around here, it's a little revenue.
Yes, we certainly...
Your tax bill for the first 3 quarters of the current year. The figure includes delinquent penalties of $12,895 at 5% for the first 2 quarters, all based on an estimate of projected earnings, of course.
$656,000?
I realize that the estimate is low, considering the staggering potential of Flubber. But Uncle Sam is willing to be understanding till you get your financial house in order.
Let me explain, Mr. Harker. You see, I turned my discovery over to those people at the Pentagon. Now, they put a top-secret classification on it. I'm not even supposed to talk to anybody about it.
Yes. I know those boys at the Pentagon.
Well, then you do understand.
Certainly.
Excuse me.
Now, if you'll just give me a check for the amount on this paper here, please.
But how can I pay you if nobody pays me?
Well, I regret to say, Professor, that's your problem.
The Hallmark Channel's Sweet Days of Summer will return in a moment.
You loved them from the beginning.
It's the ugly duckling. He's sad because he's all alone and nobody wants him.
Now, all new on Disney DVD and video. Stitch discovers 625 new cousins to love.
Cousins!
You can experience the power of family.
I'm starting to think we're all cousins.
With Stitch's all-new adventures.
If that isn't a pretty sight.
We're one big Ohana.
Thank goodness our little broken family is back together.
Stitch the movie on Disney DVD and video. Stitching Tuesday, August 26th. Rated G.
Now don't adjust your TV, because Goldfish come in colors. They're still made with real cheddar, and they never have looked better. Of course they're baked and not fried. You haven't lived till you've tried the snack that smiles back, Goldfish.
Tomorrow, find out just how wildlife can be.
Who are those guys?
Meet the Deedles, part of the Sweet Days of Summer. Tomorrow night at 8 on the Hallmark Channel. We have the evidence. We have the proof. We have...
Nobody.
Nobody. Hallmark Channel presents Murder at Midnight.
Ooh, now you're talking.
Every night, it's the long arm of the law.
You noticed.
And the who's who of whodunit.
Garrett, 5-0.
So if you're looking for killer mysteries, we're on the case.
How to stick your mouth in a light socket.
Murder at Midnight. Tonight at midnight on the Hallmark Channel, where great stories come to life.
Now, let's see. I'd say distance about 3 miles. Might be a little far, but we'll take a crack at it anyway. Hey, Charlie? Maybe give them a little rain over in Lincoln County. They need it there, too. All right, here we go. Ready? Aim. Fire.
A change in the weather, dear. Yes, the barometer's real.
Broken windows? No, haven't seen anything like that around here.
Just stay on the ball out there. No, we don't pay off on that. Nobody puts anything over on Alonzo PR. Quiet back there, I'm on the phone. Now, look, if the glass broke, you were probably negligent. And the old lang syne does not pay off on negligence, friend.
Nothing.
The Hallmark Channel is serving up a 51-flavor movie sundae.
Wow.
And turning the last days of August into the sweet days of summer.
This is amazing.
Satisfy your sweet tooth before the school bell rings.
This is what I've been waiting for.
Every night in August, it's an eye candy treat. Movies too sweet to pass up. The sweet days of summer. All this month at 8. Only on the Hallmark Channel. Presented in part by Jif. For more fresh roasted peanut taste, choosy moms choose Jif.
Specially marked boxes of Kellogg cereal have Kellogg Cash you can use to bid online for Disney collectibles and experiences to share with those you're most attached to. Visit kelloggcash.com for more details.
I love getting up in the morning, but it wasn't always this way. With my stiff and achy joints, I was not a morning person. Then I discovered Osteo Bi-Flex. It's not temporary relief. Osteo Bi-Flex safely lubricates joints and rebuilds cartilage. So over time, you're more flexible and comfortable. If it helped me, imagine what it can do for you. Osteo Bi-Flex from Rexall. Put some life back in your joints.
Weeknights on Hallmark. Courage, strength, and love hold their family together.
Some of the best memories of my life live in that house.
Don't miss the 5-time Emmy Award-winning story of The Waltons. Weeknights at 6 on the Hallmark Channel.
Anyway, we tried.
Well, if you'd have just let me use my needle, we'd have went easy.
Well, it isn't doing us any good back at the lab.
Well, like I said, I never did trust this crummy suit.
They're going to try a field goal from here?
It looks as though midfield is going to attempt a 98-yard field goal. Repeat, 98 yards. Ridiculous.
Hey!
Too bad midfield just made a final desperate effort, too. Wait a minute. It's gaining altitude. And there goes the final gun as the game ends and midfield wins. The ball is still going up. Up. Out of the stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's going into orbit.
The Hallmark Channel's Sweet Days of Summer will be right back.
Now, Hot Pockets brand has gone Mexican. Tasty new beef taco or 3-cheese chicken quesadilla with a crispy tortilla-flavored crust. A delicious Mexican experience.
Hot Pockets.
Who are you? I'm with the Sons Without Dads organization. Who are you?
I'm his dad.
Spending too much time on home improvement projects? Come into Ace, the helpful place.
Good hustle! All right. Help her out. Help her. Don't punch.
Back-to-school shopping can take you away from other things.
It's okay. It's okay. She'll walk it off. Mommy's okay.
Unless you go to Staples, where back-to-school shopping is easy. We've got all the supplies on your list, well-organized and easy to shop, so you can get on to other things
Hi, Peggy.
instead of missing them. Back-to-school shopping at Staples. That was easy.
Kohls grand opening sale starts Friday. Save 30 to 50% on the hottest brands for young men and boys. Take 20 to 50% off athletic shoes. And Levi's original red tab jeans are at our lowest price of the season. Kohls grand opening sale starts Friday at all Kohls stores. Kohls. Shop happy, leave happy.
Sam loved a good mystery, but solving a real crime.
What is this?
Is murder. A world premiere exclusive. Mystery Woman premieres August 31st at 8 on the Hallmark Channel. You're watching the Hallmark Channel, where great stories come to life. Murder at Midnight begins now on the Hallmark Channel.
In this video, we saw how the Hallmark Channel presented Disney's Son of Flubber during their Sweet Days of Summer promotion in 2003. Included was the feature presentation intro for Hallmark's Sweet Days of Summer, the opening to and a few scenes from the film Son of Flubber, Sweet Days of Summer bumpers, and ads for Disney Video, Goldfish, Jif Peanut Butter, Kellogg's, Osteo Bi-Flex, Hot Pockets, Ace Hardware, Staples, and Kohls. Also included were promos for Meet the Deedles, Sweet Days of Summer, Murder at Midnight, The Waltons, and Mystery Woman. Hallmark's Sweet Days of Summer was a themed name for a series of movies the channel ran during August of 2003. The majority of the films were Disney movies. Most were older Disney films like what we saw in the video with 1963's Son of Flubber, but a few were more recent Disney films of the time like Meet the Deedles from 1998. Early in the video, we saw the feature presentation intro for Hallmark's Sweet Days of Summer, which features fun summer graphics interspersed with Disney elements from the films. The intro itself wasn't very long, which was often the case to allow more time to run ads. Later in the video, we saw an extended version of the graphics used in the intro that served as a promo for the Sweet Days of Summer. In it, we saw references to a number of old Disney films, including The Apple Dumpling Gang, The Shaggy Dog, Babes in Toyland, and Return from Witch Mountain. This promo ran halfway into the movie. Promos like this are usually designed to add excitement in support of the themed event, in this case, the Sweet Days of Summer. In the video, we saw the opening to Disney's Son of Flubber and a few scenes from the film. Son of Flubber is a 1963 science fiction comedy from Walt Disney Productions. The film stars Fred MacMurray, Nancy Olsen, Keenan Wynn, Ed Wynn, Elliott Reid, and Tommy Kirk. In the film, Flubber is classified as top secret, keeping Professor Brainard, played by Fred MacMurray, from reaping any profits from his discovery. But the IRS has already calculated those profits and wants payment on the estimated taxes. All this stress leads his wife, played by Nancy Olsen, to sue for divorce. Professor Brainard decides only his new discovery of Flubber Gas can fix things. Flubber Gas is a substance that can change the weather. Like in the first movie, Alonzo Hawk, played by Keenan Wynn, tries to gain control of Flubber Gas in order to get rich. This time he uses the tactic of blackmail after he realizes Flubber Gas was also responsible for a huge number of windows being broken throughout the town. Other familiar actors like Tommy Kirk, Leon Ames, and Ed Wynn have a role in the film as well. Son of Flubber is a sequel to 1961's The Absent-Minded Professor. In many places online, it is referred to as the first sequel to a Disney film. I would take issue with that. I think the first sequel to a Disney film was really 1956's Davy Crockett and the River Pirates, a sequel to 1955's Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier. This also brings up a well-established myth about Walt Disney himself. As the myth goes, Disney didn't believe in making sequels to his films. He may have said he didn't like making sequels in interviews, but he did in fact make some sequels. There was 1956's Davy Crockett and the River Pirates and 1963's Son of Flubber, as we've already talked about, but there was also 1963's Savage Sam, a sequel to 1957's Old Yeller, and 1965's The Monkey's Uncle, a sequel to 1964's The Misadventures of Merlin Jones. So Walt Disney did make a few sequels along the way. It might seem like Hallmark running old Disney movies in August was just a move to save money with cheaper content. But back in 2003, these older Disney movies still commanded a big audience. Demand for these older Disney movies may have been higher at this time because in 2002, the Disney Channel ended their Disney Vault programming block, which used to show movies like this on the Disney Channel. And this themed programming on Hallmark attracted big-name advertisers. In the video, we saw ads for Disney Video, Goldfish, Jif Peanut Butter, Kellogg's, Osteo Bi-Flex, Hot Pockets, Ace Hardware, Staples, and Kohls. Of the commercials, my favorite has to be Frankenstein's monster giving a testimonial for Osteo Bi-Flex. It reminds me of how Saturday Night Live turned Frankenstein into a recurring character in comedy skits, and I have to wonder if that, in part, inspired this ad. From the commercials, we also saw how Disney advertised for itself during these movies. In this case, it was an ad for Stitch, the movie from Disney DVD. And we can also see a few historic markers from those commercials. We saw that Goldfish Snacks in Colors was introduced in 2003. Goldfish and colors are still sold today. We also saw an ad for Kellogg's Cash. Kellogg's Cash was a promotion where people collected Kellogg's Cash from cereal boxes, which were redeemable for a one-night stay at a Disney All-Star Resort. From what I've found, you needed to redeem at least 100 Kellogg's Cash certificates to get the free night. Kellogg's Cash was not a new idea in 2003. The idea goes all the way back to the mid-1970s. Back then, consumers would match one box top to one Kellogg's Cash found in newspaper ads and send them into Kellogg's for a cash rebate. In 1975, 7 box tops matched with Kellogg's Cash would get you $2.50. $2.50 from 1975 would be worth $14.50 in today's dollars. In the video, we also saw promos for some of the programs on Hallmark at the time. We saw a promo for Mystery at Midnight, which showed old reruns of the NBC Sunday night mystery shows like McCloud, McMillan and Wife, Banachek, and other shows from the 1970s like Hawaii Five-0, Kojak, and The Rockford Files. Today, you can find a lot of these programs on Universal's live streaming channel, Universal Mysteries, on Roku and Freevee Live TV. We also saw a promo for the Waltons, which is still being shown on the channel today. Today, Hallmark is broadcasting the show in remastered high-definition widescreen. We also saw a promo for one of the channel's early original mystery movies, Mystery Woman. Mysteries were a big part of Hallmark's programming back in the early 2000s, and it continues to be so today. Today they have an entire Hallmark channel devoted to mysteries called Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. The channel runs series like Murder, She Wrote, Diagnosis Murder, and a large catalog of original Hallmark mystery films like The Aurora Teagarden Mysteries, Garage Sale Mysteries, and the Hannah Swenson Mysteries. As for my opinion of the film Son of Flubber, I like it. It's not as good as The Absent-Minded Professor, and it does seem to borrow a lot from that movie. Alonzo Hawk is the villain again, and there's a sequence where the professor uses his discovery to help one of the college's sports teams win a victory again. In this film, the sport is football. In the original, it was basketball. And there's just as much making fun of the government in this film as there was in the original. The biggest criticism this film gets from reviewers is that it really doesn't present a lot of new ideas. But I think it's clever the way Disney used all the elements that made the first film a success to create a new story. And the film does have a high score on Rotten Tomatoes with a score of 88%. The original has a score of 83%. The film also did pretty well at the box office with a box office of $22 million compared to the original's box office of $25 million. Well, those are my comments for this video. If you like these retro videos, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, click the notification bell, and leave a comment. All these things really help the channel. Keep watching for more retro videos like this and other retro-themed videos. Take care of yourself and look out for others. Talk to you later. Bye.
This video brought to you by StockAgogo.com, Stock Photos.